Collision involving a total of 4 vehicles happened just before 3 a.m. This is northbound 5 near South 188th Street. A long-term closure then would be in place for that investigation until a couple of lanes reopened, not until 6 hours later. Traffic at one point backed up for 2 miles. State Patrol said the crash involved 4 vehicles. It was an 18-year-old driver, the causing driver from Renton, believed to have caused that crash, taken into custody at the scene on suspicion of impairment and vehicular assault. 4 cars total involved here. The crash injured 3 of the 4 drivers, with one being transported to Harborview Medical Center with injuries. 2 others evaluated at the scene and released. State Patrol says all 4 vehicles involved, 3 of which were totaled. A house party and deputies there from the Pierce County Sheriff's Department responding quickly to the location in Spanaway just after midnight Friday. Once on the scene, shots being fired as 30 to 40 teens are running in all directions trying to escape, even trying to use their vehicles, but getting stuck. And he described it as complete chaos. One young man found by deputies on the ground with gunshot injuries did not survive. One suspect, we're told, has been arrested. Promo 4's Karina Vargas.
Cindy Bickford has lived in this neighborhood for 22 years. She said a fight broke out right before the mass shooting.
There are young people and teenagers screaming and running every which direction. People were coming to the deputies, begging them. A friend had gunshot wounds.
Officials say 5 other victims transported themselves to local hospitals. That's where another male died from his injuries. The 4 other victims sustained serious injuries, but deputies say they are expected to recover. Their ages range from 17 to 21 years old.
Now there's 2 people that their families have to be notified that they're not coming back home.
Cindy tells me she wishes more could have been done to shut the party down earlier.
I wish that the parents were here at the house, or if they were, that they would have done something.
That they recovered 2 firearms at the scene. Now, other than that 17-year-old male that was arrested, they tell me that they don't believe there are any more suspects outstanding.
Just a reminder, City of Edmonds, they've launched that red light camera program at 2 high-risk intersections as of Friday. So now when you get to that intersection of 220th Street Southwest and Highway 99 there in Edmonds, and the intersection of 100th Avenue West and Edmonds Way, remember, you've got to stop completely before you make that right turn on a red light. If you don't, you will get an issue in the mail saying you have a violation. This is a warning. April 28th, if you do that and don't stop enough for the camera to be convinced there, you'll get a $145 citation. In June of 2024, Edmonds City Council approved that red light camera program by a vote of 5-2. Speaking of traffic, 9:34, here's Karen. Traffic on the Freeway, sponsored by Northwest Crossway Services.
Well, good morning, Mark. Crash-free in our major area freeways, including 405 through Bellevue. Same story for 405 both ways through Linwood. I-5 in between 520 and the I-90 bridges crash-free. And look at that, 99 and Shoreline, you're moving with no delays. And south into the city, traffic's moving well. East of I-5, still this police activity blocking lanes on Rainier Avenue, south northwest, right near 51st Avenue. Slight delay as you move through. Now, for the weekend, the 18 eastbound off-ramp to I-90 eastbound, truckers and drivers alike, is closed until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We do have the Coopville Ferry canceled for 10:15 because of low tides. And drivers making your way I-5 north from Olympia into Seattle, you're making good time on this Sunday morning. In the Northwest News Radio Traffic Center, I'm Karen Trombley.
Yeah, the Mariners baseball game today, 1:10 with the Athletics at T-Mobile Park. What a nice day in the ballpark here. Ferries will be loaded too with walk-on passengers coming to town, so it's going to get busy. Right now, let's get the Therans on here with our forecast here, what to expect.
Very pleasant Sunday around western Washington with all that filtered sunshine out there, and we're going to find temperatures mild, low to mid-60s. Cooler on Monday. We have a system showing up overnight tonight. In fact, the first showers will move in as soon as sunset, so be ready for mostly cloudy, showery conditions at times on Monday. A few sun breaks as well, mid-50s for highs. Ditto that for Tuesday. Increasing clouds late Tuesday for a gray and cooler Wednesday, upper 40s and lower 50s. In the Como Weather Center, Therans on Como News.
A pleasant Sunday here in Seattle, current temperature 45. I'm Mark Christopher, Northwest News Radio, 97.7 AM 1000.
When it comes to the mortgage industry and real estate, know the ropes, the ins and outs, and all the curves. This is Street Talk with Chris Davies, with a panel of industry insiders here to take your calls. Now, back to Street Talk with Chris Davies.
Welcome back to Street Talk as we enter the second half hour, the first hour. Let's go to the phones and talk to Tracy. Hi Tracy, it's Chris. What's your question or take today?
Tracy calling from Rainier, and I appreciate your wisdom. And the reason I'm calling is I'm considering selling my house. I am going to sell my house. I'm moving out of the state, but I'm going to go live in the state I want to move to for a year before I pack everything up and ship it over to where I want to move. So I'm wondering, is renting my house for a year a good option, or does that ding me as a homeowner when I go to sell my house, or should I just sell it out? Because that's my goal in the end anyway.
You know, that's a great question. Given the market and given what interest rates are likely to do, which is go down, I think that's going to increase the demand for homes. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it a boom, but I would say a mini boom as far as appreciation goes, because as more buyers come to market because of the lower rates, that's going to increase the demand and henceforth also increase prices. It's not going to ding you necessarily. How long? One question I do have: how long have you owned the home?
32 years.
Oh, okay. So what I'm getting at is the capital gains exemption for married couples. It's $500,000 for single people. It's $250,000, and one of the particular rules is, in order to get that, you have to have lived in the home within the last 2 years. So you could rent it out for a year, put it on the market, and still be able to get that exemption. So it doesn't ding you in that regard. And also, I think moving to the States, living where you think you want to live, being in that neighborhood, or figuring out what neighborhoods are going to be viable for you, I think that's really smart. I mean, we were just actually talking on the break with Dylan. He has some out-of-state buyers, and so they're flying into Seattle, and they tour various areas to see what sort of works for them. And obviously, hopefully, by moving to a different state, you'll be looking at a much lower price, home-wise, right? So that puts you in a very strong position there. But I think you'll pick up some equity and pick up some more funds, so to speak, by renting it out for you. But it does depend on the zip code. What zip code is the home in?
98576, Thurston County, Rainier.
Okay. Yeah. And I think that market.
It's a unique house.
It's a very unique house.
I like to think I'm gonna. Yeah, I like to think I have a little unique niche. I called you guys a few years ago. My home is set up for an ADA. So it has
in a quarter mile,
a
turn right onto
ramp,
Washington
a beautiful
202 East.
shower for someone to roll into if needed, and just a lot of kind of unique little features for special children or special adults that might need that type of space.
That's a definite value add, and I would think that something like that
turn right onto Washington 202 East.
Has a higher demand.
Not a lot of homes have that. So
yeah,
and the only thing that you do need to be cautious of, I would highly recommend to hire a professional like property
Continue
management
on Washington
company to at least do all
202
the
East for
background
half a
checks
mile.
and everything, so that because having a tenant in your house, in general, a tenant doesn't care for a house the same as you would as a homeowner. So finding the right tenant is going to be really important, because the last thing you want is that you just rent it out for a year and then they transfer.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Southeast First Street.
To keep that up. But that's a small chance that will happen. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it, but yeah, please get professional help for that.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that could harm your plan, is if you have a bad tenant. Yeah.
And it'll raise the insurance rate a little bit, because they charge more for.
Take the next right onto Southeast First Street,
the actual
then turn
rule
left
for
onto
the
Silva Avenue
exemption is you have
Southeast.
to have lived in the house 2 out of the last 5 years. So you actually have 3 years that you could actually rent it out for a couple of years.
Yeah. Other than that, I completely agree with Chris.
Turn left
I think
onto
it will
Silva
just
Avenue
increase
Southeast,
value
then
over
your
time
destination will be on the
and
right.
it's actually the smart way, because I truly believe that if you buy something new, you kind of want to do it at the same time as when you're selling, so that you don't miss out on any value. Like if the value suddenly increases or decreases, at least you're buying something of equal.
And also another good idea would be, since you're considering all these items, we always talk about it on the show, but one of the, have somebody come in and tour the house. As if
Your
you were going to
destination is
sell
on
it,
the right.
and just get an idea of some of the things that would need to be done. Just to sort
Head
of
south on Silva Avenue southeast
it's a
toward
very
Southeast
personal
King
thing,
Street.
But it's a good idea just to be aware of.
In 600
does it
feet,
need new
turn
paint?
right
Does
onto
it need
Southeast
this?
River
Does it need
Street.
that? Now have somebody come through and actually walk the home with you and say, you know what, if you're going to do it, and typically it's minor
Turn
things.
right onto Southeast
It could
River
be
Street, then
outlet
turn left onto
replacing,
384th
some of
Avenue
those types of things.
Southeast.
But it's a good idea to go through the mechanics of that, so that way, when you do go to sell, you know what you're up against.
I think it's a great idea.
Make sense, Tracy?
Beautiful. Steve.
Yep. Thanks so much. Great call. Great question. Folks, 833-TALK-101. We'll
Turn
be right
left
back.
onto 384th Avenue Southeast.
But after I turned 40, I noticed I was slowing down. Instead of hitting the gym after work, I spent my evenings on the couch with a bag
Continue
of
on
chips. I was gaining
384th
weight,
Avenue
losing
Southeast for
muscle,
1
and
mile.
when I did try to work out, I ran out of energy right away. One of my buddies suggested I book a free testosterone check at Revive Health. And that's when I learned that low T doesn't just impact how guys perform in the bedroom. I worked with a provider to create my custom treatment plan. And today, I'm feeling stronger than ever. Last week, I even set a new PR at the gym. My only regret is not reaching out sooner.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com or call 206-529-1111. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get a free month of compounded semaglutide, a powerful proven weight loss medication. Again, that's 206-529-1111. Terms and conditions apply.
Expensive.
We're rolling back prices on select plants. As a local grower, Flower World offers acres of beautiful plants at unbeatable prices. Stroll through our expansive nursery, discover new varieties, and take home the perfect additions to your garden. Join our free e-club membership at flowerworldusa.com and save 10% on every purchase. More plants, more savings, and expert advice, all at Flower World. Flowerworldusa.com, a world of flowers, plants, and a whole lot more.
It's your last chance to get Disney Plus and Hulu together for just $2.99 a month. Definitely a very smart move. Get Hulu and watch Star Wars Andor Season 2. Or follow The Lion King on Disney Plus. There's a lot of stories on Hulu. On Hulu, it's the new season of The Handmaid's Tale. Get the complete Hulu. So more it's about to. So it's your last chance to get Disney Plus.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Meadowbrook Way Southeast. Turn right onto Meadowbrook Way Southeast, then turn right onto Southeast North Bend Way.
To the freeway, and then the Valley Freeway connecting onto 405, no problems. 405 northbound from 167 to the I-90 bridge.
Turn right onto Southeast North Bend Way.
From the Snoqualmie Pass, where there's no
Continue on Southeast North Bend Way for half a mile.
405 in Bellevue, you're moving with no delays. We do have ongoing construction. You may have a slight delay as you move I-90 westbound between 142nd Place, Southeast 2405. The HOV lane is blocked until further notice. Right now, into the city, seeing the Sunday morning drive pickup on I-5.
In a quarter mile, at the traffic circle, take the first exit onto
We do
Casino.
have the Coopville Ferry canceled for 10:15 because of low tides in the Northwest News Radio Traffic Center. I'm Karen Trump.
Nice day for a baseball game for the Mariners. Nice day for a win, too. The Athletics and Mariners, 1 o'clock hour here today. Weather-wise, yeah, you got to believe the roof will be wide open here. We're going for a partly sunny day here. Clouds, whatever you see, will be kind of thinning out here with more sunshine. Temperatures today low to mid-60s in areas. Tomorrow we cool down back in the 50s. Watching some showers by late afternoon, if not evening hours tonight for the commute tomorrow. Street Talk. All things real estate continues.
Continue straight, then you will arrive at your destination.
This is Street Talk. Now, once again, here's the host of Street Talk, Chris Davies.
Welcome back, All Things Real Estate. When you start looking at the property tax thing,
In 1,000 feet, turn left.
there's a few bills out there actually talking about property tax increases. SB 5770, they're looking to... Your property tax restriction is supposed to be a 1% increase per year. So SB 5770 would triple it to 3%. So that's a pretty big increase. But
That's good about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we just do the same as California, where we just lock in the rates for the rest of our life?
Well,
Be more like California. No.
I think that's not throughout all counties in California. I think that's specific to LA, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because there was actually a great article talking about that. We actually talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
But that wouldn't be feasible.